Hi guys, in this video I'll be explaining how you can implement phone authentication inside your Expo React Native app. Right. So in the previous video I explained how you can implement email authentication. So in this one I'll be explaining about phone auth. Right. I'll be explaining how you can create test numbers in Firebase console, how you can use a custom library for getting the mobile numbers for international users, and then also OTP inputs, etc. Right. And iOS phone auth, Android phone auth, and all these things. Right. So let's get started. Now, in order to do this, you have to first set up all these things. I made a custom, a separate library where I set up Firebase inside an Expo React Native app. Do check it out before coming here, right? So once you have installed all the libraries, what you have to do is scroll down inside this RN Firebase repo, and then you'll see all these things, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here and then go to the layout, change this from email auth to phone auth, and I'm going to change this Expo Router thing to phone. Okay, and see this. Next one, I'm going to create a file called phoneauth.tsx, rnfes, and phone auth. Okay, so once I have done that, let's see. You say I have this. I think I will take this out. Okay, okay, index. Uh, I will take this out. I think I should reload the app. Still not working. Explore. Okay, let's keep it in this way. So, okay. So phone auth is here, right? Email auth, Mapbox, and all these things are here. It uses Glass UI from Expo Router. So in this phone authentication, I already have the files. Phone auth, use proper types and then Zord schema. For this demo purposes, I'm not going to do it. So I'm simply going to copy this, right? I'm going to copy this and then paste it here, right? Once I paste it here, I have phone sign in, and I'm going to export this. Export default phone sign in, and then I'm going to go to phone auth and use it there. Use it in this place. Phone sign in. Phone sign. Okay, it's not importing, so I'm going to use import phone auth from at slash component slash authentication slash phone auth. Okay, let's see if it worked. Okay, it's at the top, so I'm going to use save area view from safe area context. So I'm going to use it. So it's here, right? Phone number sign in. Okay, this and all I'm not going to show. So here what happens? So let's see what is happening here. Okay, this is the boilerplate code. Now here they have automatically provided this number. We are not going to do any of this stuff. We are going to use a custom library for this. It's called React Native Phone Number Input. Right. You can go here, phone entry, and you can see this library looks extremely good. Right. This library will help you with the like phone entry, like entering your number with all the countries in the world, and then this library will help you with the OTP entry. Right. So we are going to install both the libraries. What I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to go inside the phone, like inside my package, like inside of my project, and like install this library as well as install this particular library. Okay. Once I have done that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this entirely, copy this, and replace this one. Okay, replace this one with this and country code. Country code. I'm going to get the country code, and I'm going to use it at the top. Okay. If you are using type, like you should use TypeScript inside your production project, but for this one, I'm not going to use it. So is valid number and all not required. So I'll take it out, and then I'm going to call this phone input, right? Phone input. That's it. Okay. So this particular library is now configured, right? The next one, what we have to do is we also have to configure the OTP input. Okay. What I'm going to do, simple. I'm going to simply copy this and then I'm going to paste it here. This is a OTP input library. So I'm going to go to the top, copy the import file, paste it here. Right. What am I doing here? Right. So I am going to go here and use npm start again. So let's assume this is a what is it, like sign in screen, right? Sign up screen, right? Right. So users are going to go there and enter their mobile number and then sign in, right? So what we can do is we can make a UI for them. They can enter their number and the OTP will be sent to them and then they will authenticate, right? So I will take some inspiration from this particular guide. So I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to show you. Okay, so here I'm going to show you the Zomato sign-in screen here. So they have this need to input like OTP number, sorry, like users can provide their number and then they also have their OTP screen. So what happens once they enter their number, a custom OTP code will be sent to user's device, and from there they can enter all their like their OTP to get authenticated. Right here, I'm going to reload this. Let's go to phone call and then reload this. Phone out, phone sign in, and okay. Okay, I understood the problem here. So I'm going to just take this out. You see, we already have the like OTP, like the mobile number input, and then the OTP as well. So if I tap on this, I can see all the like the countries. So if I, for example, if I tap on USA, right, or United States, so I'll get that. Right now, what happened here and why was this shown? Right. So I will walk through this step by step, and then I will go and create a test account, a test mobile number, so that we can use it here. So here we have used, like we have imported all the required libraries to sign in with mobile number, right? And then we have used this code snippet so that when a user authenticates, we will get all their information, right? Like which user is this, what is their UID, etc. And when I scroll down here, I have this handle sign in with mobile number, right? This will be used to literally sign in, like send an OTP to that mobile number, right? And then this is confirm. So this is confirm is nothing but variable, like here set confirm of confirmation. So when okay, so I'll explain the system design or the auth, first the auth flow of this. So this is your mobile device. So this is your mobile device, and then when a user inputs their mobile number, right? Okay, inputs their mobile number, which is +91 in India. What happens? An authentication flow starts. Okay, what happens? A OTP is being sent to that user's mobile number as an SMS. Okay, it will be sent as an SMS. So till that, what happens? The auth flow waits. The auth flow waits. This is the difference between email auth and phone auth. Okay, email auth, it immediately authenticates once that authentication is valid. But for a phone auth, the authentication flow waits until the user provides that OTP, right? So once the user has received the OTP as an SMS, he is going to enter it in the OTP field, and if that is valid, we are going to authenticate it. That's the difference. So that is the confirm here. So what happens? The entire authentication state or whatever the response we get from sign in with phone number will be stored to be used later to confirm that the OTP code is valid or not. Okay, that is the difference. So That's what we are going to do. So the difference between email and phone auth is waiting, waiting for the auth to complete. Okay, right, or the user to provide their OTP code. So once that is done, I'll scroll down. This confirm, right? I'm going to literally copy this one. Okay, copy this and then paste it here. Okay, if if the authentication flow has not started, show this input field. If the authentication has started, show this OTP field to confirm the code. Okay, right, here I'm going to use set code. Right, now here we have this. Right now, this looks bland, so I'm going to copy some code from here. Text input, I'm literally going to grab it from there and use it here. View graphics. Sorry, it's 4 not 4 not OTP. Okay, so once that is done, I'll go to this. Okay, view is not defined, so I'll go view. Okay, view, go here. Okay, so, something what is this? I made some mistake here. Okay, I didn't give text. Okay, I provided text and it started working. So the next thing I can do is I can use style, not here, style to margin vertical of 10. This is just for making it look good. In your real production application, you should use proper standards, right? So here I have provided the phone auth. Now the next step is to literally go and create a test number, right? So we have used the international number inputs and OTP inputs, and we have provided it here, right? Now let's go to the dashboard, and inside the dashboard, we are going to go to sign in methods, go to add new provider, tap on phone, and then enable it. Tap on save. The next thing you got to do is you have to go to sign in, tap on this, go to phone numbers for testing, and then use +91 +1. They provided a number, so I'll use that number. Firebase sign in. Okay, this number 65500 something, 655123456. Okay, let's use that number. Okay, so this number has been added, so I'm going to copy this number. Okay, so what is this, right? So this you should be very careful. A lot of people make a mistake in this, including myself. I made a lot of mistake in this part. Okay, you cannot use real world numbers inside your inside your test mode, development mode. It won't work. But you can use test numbers in production setting. The thing is, they don't want to spam users with real OTP codes. So in order to use that inside the development mode, you have to first create a phone number input. Number two, if you use if a single mobile number more than 4 times within very short span of time, that number will be blocked for sending OTP for the next 60 minutes or 1 day, or 2 hours or 3 hours. So please use test numbers for testing, right? Create this test number, and then this verification code will be whatever the code you have entered here. So I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to paste it here. Okay, now I need to create a button. So simply I'm going to go and copy this, and then I'm going to paste it here. Actually, we already have that. Okay, right. I'm going to copy this one and then I'm going to paste it here. So once the number has been written, right? Once the number has been written, what happens? We can call this particular function, right? So I'm going to call this particular function. or I can also do this to prevent unnecessary re-rendering of that function. So here, the next thing I have to do is there is no phone number, right? So const phone number, set phone number equal to use state of nothing, right? So set phone number. Now I'm going to go here, use default values phone number. I'm going to use set phone number of text, and then I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go here and use is valid number is valid number of phone number, means do this, or alert number is not valid. Okay, what is this? What am I doing here? The let's check if value is value. Okay, value phone number. Okay, so this was an uncontrolled input field before, right? No state has been attached to it. Now it's a controlled input field. What happens is when the state changes, when you type something here, the variable or the state variable will change. And when we tap on confirm code, it will first validate, okay, if this number is valid or not. And if it is valid, it will call the function to sign in the user with this mobile number. Okay, that's what I did here. Yeah, so I'm going to go here and let's go here, copy this and paste it here. Paste, tap on confirm code. Okay, so I don't want to do this. So now I'll use, okay, it is not a valid number. So if I tap on confirm code, it will say number is not valid. So if I use 4, it will say, it will go to that authentication flow and then it will verify if I'm a robot or not. I think I am not a robot. So bots verify. So once I tap on verify, you see what happened. I am seeing a OTP code here. Now if I write 111111, tap on confirm code, it will say invalid code. But if I write 1 2 3 4 5 6 and tap on confirm code, it will validate me. Okay, but we didn't make that state, so we have to redo that. So I'm going to go here, change this UI. I don't like this UI, so I'm going to use style of padding horizontal 10 and margin vertical of 10. Okay, this is done. The next thing, once the user has verified, so when the user taps on confirm code, what happens is, as I said, here the Firebase API is waiting to get authenticated, waiting for the authentication to get complete. Okay, so what happens? It is going to use confirm.confirm to check. Okay, the user has been okay, we are authenticating the OTP code against our servers. If it is yes, then we are going to use user authenticated. Okay, and then what happens here? Here, once the state changes, or the authentication state changes, this particular function will get fired, and then I'm going to use const user comma set user, and then user values equal to use state of null, and then when the state changes, I'm going to call this one. Okay, this I'm going to discuss this in much detail after all these things are done. Okay, so here in the set user values, I'm going to scroll down and then I'm going to go here and then use user values. If user values exist, I'm going to show that user's UID. If nothing exists, I'm going to show this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, right? Now, what is this, right? So when the user confirms their OTP code, what happens? What happens is, the user gets authenticated and this function will fire, and this function will automatically populate the state value, which we will store here. If there is a state value, we will show that here. Oh, actually, should not be in view, it should be in text. If there is no state value, we will just show this one. Okay, so we'll go back. I can't copy and paste this again, so I'll go to here, tap on confirm code, and I will be authenticated. I am not a robot, I think. So okay, you can see the user is authenticated here. Okay, right. Now that's it for phone authentication. But one thing lot of people miss, and I had a lot of problem when I was integrating this phone authentication in Android devices was this concept. Okay, right. You should be very 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 careful on this. I can make the same tutorial on Android emulator, but I am not going to do it because it's the same exact logic. But if you are in a production setting, I will explain some edge cases here which you should know. Okay, so this is with my experience in this one. So here, what happens? Now, this is a test number. In a test number, what I would say, like there is no SMS, so there's no SIM card. Okay, there's no SIM card, no SIM card. But in a real device, in a real number, SIM card will be there. SIM card will be there in device. Okay, now what happens? You see, Google suddenly, I don't know, it's not suddenly, but they announced or they made a feature where if the SIM card is connected in the device, which is nothing but the phone number, right? The phone number is connected to the SIM card in India, right? So if the SIM card is in that device and the phone number is also the same, Google will auto authenticate. So, for example, when you tap on sign in, right, Google will automatically authenticate you. When you literally tap on that button, tap on that sign in. Okay, so I'll show you. So I'll go here and use npm run Android. Okay, and then that will open up the app in this one. So I'll go here. Wait, let me delete this. Okay, so let that be running. Okay, this is a SIM card. Okay, the SIM card is there in the device, and Google will authenticate once the user taps on handle with sign in phone number automatically. So what I was doing, I was not implementing this thing like these handle auth state change. I didn't even have this function. So what happened? The user was automatically authenticated with help of this native library. Okay. So you can use Firebase in two ways. One is this React Native Firebase Auth, or you can literally use the Firebase Web SDK. Okay, you can use this Firebase Web SDK inside your React Native app as well, but it doesn't use any of the native modules in there. Okay, but we were using this, or we are still using this. Okay, so what happens? As I didn't give this particular function, when the user tapped on this and then a OTP code was sent, all these things were done. But when the user entered the OTP, it said code invalid. Okay, it said code invalid, already taken, something like that. Okay, already taken, already taken. I was very confused on why this was happening. So I dug deep into the same way. I went into deep like learning mode. I went into the documentation, and what I found was some Android devices can automatically process the OTP message, and the user would not need to enter the code. This is what I found. Right. So once I found this, I added this particular function, tested it thoroughly with 2 to 3 my Android devices with SIM cards inserted in that. Okay, and when I what I would say when I an Android or in real devices, right, I purposefully made sure that the confirm code will come up late with some signs such as term mode logic, so that what happens, it will give ample time for Firebase to automatically authenticate the user, and which will call this particular function, and I will navigate the user to the next screen. Okay, so Firebase reduced that step of literally entering the OTP and tapping on that number, tapping on the button, to just entering their mobile number and tapping on sign in. That's it. So within 5 seconds, all of these things will be done, and we will get the required information from here, and we'll move forward. So for example, here you can use const res equal to, and then you can use console.log.res. Okay, you can do that. You can do all those things. So here what is React Native switch. I don't need this. I'll remove. Okay, npm. Okay, I'll run this again. Okay, so here what happened? If there was no SIM card, no problem. Okay, no problem. But real world use cases, 99% of the people would have the SIM card in their device. So for real SIM card, you have to take care of this. So you have to be very careful on handling the odd state change so that you can navigate the user router.push or navigation.navigate to push the user to the next screen. Right. That's what you should know. Right. And you should not rely on this for real devices with SIM card inserted. This is a use case which no one says properly. Like I took a lot of time by digging into the documentation. So I believe this is the only guide in the internet which explains this, right? Whatever you say, Firebase is outdated, Firebase is that, this, that. Lots of thousands of apps use Firebase authentication inside their product, right? Inside their app. So if you know this, then you should be good, right? Let's see if this, okay, it is getting downloaded. So okay, here, yeah. So what I'll do, you'll see reconnect. Okay, so I'll go here, continue. You can ignore these, right? So here, confirm code. I will tap on confirm code. So now see what happens. I'm going to enter the code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and tap on confirm code. So in the console, okay, the user authenticated is showing up, right? Right. Okay, here, okay. So see here in the console, we got user, display name, and all these things. The same information that will be getting here, we will also get it from here. Okay, when the user authenticates, all the information will be automatically provided here, and then you push the user forward. This is one use case which a lot of people miss, and I have covered it here. And this is I think this is the only guide on how you can integrate a phone for authentication inside your React Native app. One more thing you have to be very careful, which I have mentioned in my starting video, is for each like for example, I will go to the Android app and then debug.keystore, right? You have to get the SHA-1 key of this debug.keystore and production key store, and then the next one is from the Google Play Store. Okay, you will get 3 key stores, and then you have to insert it inside settings project overview, and then project settings. Go here in this here, right? You have to enter all the SHA-1 keys here, then only it will work properly in production. You have to do all these things to get it working, right? So that's it for this video. The same way, that's it for the Firebase part of the video. Same way for creating a user, as in the previous video I said, get the UID which you are seeing here, and then create a custom user from that point, right? System design alternatives, right? So as I said in the previous video, here I have moved from Firebase Auth to BetterAuth. Okay, why? Because Firebase is a black box, right? You don't know what they are doing, and as you know, like it's a black box, right? And you don't know what happens in the abstraction level. But if you want to know, if you want to have full control over it, I would recommend moving to BetterAuth, right? Because this Firebase series is completely done with React Native, with with social auth, with Apple and Google, phone auth they have done, email auth they have done, all the use cases with the UI, etc. Right? But if I want to move forward, I will be making guides on BetterAuth integration in a Expo React Native. Why? Because it gives you complete control over everything that you do here. For example, you can have your custom database where you can store your sessions, You can store, like all those things, like sessions and then users, two-factor key and all those things. The same way, you can integrate almost any of the OAuth solutions free of cost, right? Except if they ask for some payment, etc. Right? For the OAuth products themselves. And then there are so many concepts. You use session tokens securely. You can generate custom session tokens, short-lived session tokens, cookies, which can be used in web authentication, and all those things, right? The same way for authentication, right? If I scroll down, if I check phone authentication, phone OTP here, phone number here, phone number. So phone number authentication here is there. So rather than going through all these steps, I can simply connect BetterAuth with Twilio to send OTP authentication, so OTP to my users, and implement phone authentication without the use of third-party solution like Firebase. Right? I can make a lot of things. Like I can customize it heavily. Right? So this is what I will be moving forward. And why I'm doing this is I don't want to be in a rut, or like what else, like I don't want to be blindsided. For example, Firebase, they removed dynamic links. Okay, they can do anything they want because that's their platform. But I want to secure my platform, secure my software solution, right? So I'm going to go with BetterAuth, which is a open source solution where we can go and update anything we want and use a custom version. So if like the same way, right? You send an authentication OTP token to the user's mobile, and then they are going to enter those details, and then you are going to authenticate them. And once you authenticate them, you are going to get the same session token and all those logic, and then you can authenticate the user and authorize the user to do certain stuff in the app. Yeah. So that's the plan moving forward, right? The system design is the same. When a OTP is generated, you store it in the database. When the user authenticates, when the user wants to verify, you check if it is the same OTP in the database, and then you verify it and you generate a session token with the expiry date, right? As the same logic, that's how you go underneath the black box, right? So that's it for this particular video, right? I wanted to make this, but like this is extremely good, right? It looks nice. Yeah, but this one works. This one works. So if it works, not a problem. So that's it for the Firebase or the video series in Expo React Native. I hope you would have learned a lot of things in this particular video because I mentioned some like real world examples that I have been diving into for the past 4 to 5 years. And then what is the plan to move forward to take everything in a self-hosted way where we have every control under our hood rather than providing it to a third party. So thanks for watching my video. I will see you in the next.